I think after 3 seasons I've finally started to accept there is truly no hope. I've been saying it, and honestly I've started to get bored of saying it, but we've all been waiting to see what Chibnall is capable of. But you know what? We've seen it. Episode after episode, he's shown us exactly what his style of writing is. He's shown us exactly how he executes characterization and story structure, and it's that of a man who's been sheltered from any real human interaction and is unable to conjure up any imagination or creativity. And that's fine. It's nothing to get angry about. Russell will be back soon, and we've just got to get through these last 2 episodes. I didn't review Eve of the Daleks when it came out because I didn't want to. The episode had an interesting concept, but one that was repeatedly beaten by its execution. The Daleks being given a new weapon similar to a minigun, chuck them in a small corridor and it still misses all its shots. The story not making sense, the Daleks being destroyed by some fireworks or something. Yaz is in Lesbians with the Doctor apparently. I think there were 2 other people there with them. I can't remember. What? Anyways, it's Easter and you know what that means?
Hello, I'm the Doctor. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter. Here's some sea devils and a flying ghost ship during 19th century China. There is not one egg in this entire episode. But look, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm not going to waste any more of my time. This episode is no different to what we've been watching for the past year, but worse. It's so lifeless and nothingy, and watching it for the first time drained my soul dry like a fucking dementor. But with that said, let's hop into this brand new Easter special, Legend of the Sea Devils. We begin on a rainy shack in 1807, and the shade of green they used instantly made me think of Shrek. So far so good. A mysterious woman appears and starts chipping away at a statue of a sea devil, but before this dude can stop her, a CGI crack runs up the statue and a sea devil appears and kills him, and it was here I mentally checked out. Before the episode even starts, you know exactly what's going to happen. This village is being terrorised by sea devils, the Doctor will appear and stop them through some convoluted plan she'll come up with in the 3rd act, and then the episode will end. And in the meantime, we're dealt the task of sitting through 45 minutes of boring dialogue till then. Anyway, so we get the opening titles and the TARDIS appears. It used to be interesting to see how the writers would justify the Doctor appearing somewhere randomly that just so happens to be under threat, especially by a race of creatures she's already come across. And we did technically get an explanation in the Doctor's wife.
You didn't always take me where I wanted to go.
No, but I always took you where you needed to go.
But it seems like the Doctor's completely forgotten this because she still seems to be confused when taken somewhere she didn't intend. But before they can reroute and leave, her earring starts getting pulled towards where the plot wants her to go, and she decides to skim a stone for some reason.
Your skimming's a bit off.
I don't want to sound rude, but Dan is definitely mentally handicapped. You saw the stone fly off like that. What do you mean her skimming's a bit off? Enough about Dan's underdeveloped brain though, because it's time for some technical mumbo jumbo.
Kinetic hypercurve. See? Geomagnetic disturbance. Maybe a localised core. Might be where the TARDIS was pulled off course.
Oh, so it's the kinetic hypercurve and the geomagnetic disturbance. Maybe a localised core that brought them here. Interesting. Now I'm invested.
Sea devil.
Now I've heard quite a bit of praise for this episode's design of the Sea Devils, but they look ridiculous. I get that they're consistent to the 70s version, but here in this episode, they look bad. It's always a task to take a monster from the classic era and modernise it, but the show has done it successfully in the past. The Sontarans from season 4 and the Solarians were both changed to fit the modern era, and I think they both work. And season 10 showed you can take a classic Doctor Who design and make it genuinely scary, so it can be done. But these just look bad. They don't look threatening at all, even though the episode seems to think they are. And saying, but they looked like that in the classic era, isn't a defense. I haven't seen the classic era, but you know what? They look better in that anyway. I mean, how were the crew not constantly breaking into laughter, just staring at these... What the fuck is that? So the Sea Devils are murdering everyone in the village, but look out, Mr. Sea Devil, the Doctor has arrived to exchange some witty banter.
Land parasite.
Alright, let's not get into the name calling. How would you prefer to be addressed?
Where is it?
Mr. Where is it? Lord Where is it?
That's really funny.
Later in the episode, the Doctor has her usual killing is bad moment,
You didn't have to kill him!
as is one of the requirements for a Chibnall episode of Doctor Who, but she doesn't seem to give a shit about this village that was just massacred moments ago. How did they even plan that? The Doctor shouts now, implying they set this up beforehand, but they never showed this. So not only does it not make sense, but there was no point it being here anyway. The Sea Devil just escapes seconds later.
You think such feeble material can hold me?
So a floating ship turns up, which seems to confuse the Doctor, which in turn confused me. Again, I haven't seen the classic era of Doctor Who. Flying ships are nothing new to me in this show, and no one has explained to me how primitive or advanced the Sea Devils are.
That's impossible.
Is it? I wouldn't know! What is this? They look like if Sam Eagle had sex with a fat chicken. So the historical figure for this episode is Madame Ching, who was a pirate in the early 19th century. I know absolutely nothing about the history of pirates during 19th century China, but this episode completely fails at making me want to read up on it. They give us very little detail about the real Madame Ching, and she's just kind of there to fight sea devils the whole episode. It feels like such a waste because the concept seems fairly interesting. Why not build a rich story around real events that took place surrounding this time and these historical figures? Make it fun and informative rather than making people have to read the history off a website after the episode ended. But we don't have time for that because the Sea Devils have just awakened a big fish.
Silly monsters. Silly, very routine running up and down corridors and silly monsters. Very much what the audience is expecting, and it's not really very challenging for them to watch.
If you're good enough and if you listen to feedback that you're getting.
It could have been a lot better. It could have been slightly better written.
Back on land, Dan and the kid whose dad died have a quick conversation about how the kid's dad died, and they both decide to follow Madame Ching to kill her. Why did Dan agree to this? He's not supposed to wander off, and he's been asked by a kid he just met to swim after a ship sailing off to attempt to murder a famous pirate.
Rule 1, don't wander off. Why didn't you stop him? Why is it my fault? He's a grown man.
Because he's severely mentally disabled, Yaz. You were all together a second ago anyway. Why did you not think to stop him as he walked off with a grieving kid to the beach?
These sea devils crossed paths once or twice. Where did they come from? Ah, slight wrinkle there. Earth. They were here before humans. They regard Earth as their own planet. That's not good.
Okay, so yes, the Sea Devils lived on Earth way before humans, much like the Solarians in Season 5, written by Chris Chibnall as well. Will we have a similar debate in this episode about who should have priority over the Earth? Of course not. Why would that even be brought up?
What? We're leaving without Dan? He wandered off, now we're wandering off too.
He will die. What are you talking about? You brought him here. There are Sea Devils murdering every human they come across except for when they don't. Yeah, just fucking leave him. He deserves it.
I don't understand. Where are her crew? That's what I was just thinking. This will make it easier to kill her. Whoa! Nobody said anything about killing.
What? Why did you think you swam all that way? What the fuck is going on?
Why am I here?
Dan, there's something eating away parts of your brain and you need to seek medical help. So Madame Ching ties up Dan and the kid and immediately starts asking them why she shouldn't kill him, to which this kid replies with,
"You might as well. Otherwise we're gonna kill you."
Then after a back and forth with Dan, Madame Ching offers a deal where they would help her sail her ship and she won't kill them.
If I let you live, you work the ship, do as I say.
So let's just recap this scene that makes no fucking sense. Madame Ching says, "Why should I not kill you?" This kid says, "You should kill us, because if not, we'll kill you." And she says, "Well, will you help me sail my ship, please?" He just said it's either we die or you die. He gave you the ultimatum. Why would he help you? This is how the scene should have gone.
60? 42?
Boom, Dan's dead. End of episode.
I'm no expert, and I don't know how many crew you should have on here, but surely 3's better than 1.
You think you're so clever?
How weak is this depiction of Madame Ching for Dan to be able to get inside her head.
You think you're so clever?
I'm not clever.
At least he's self-aware about it. So now we're in 1533, and for all those blind Doctor Who fans out there, don't worry, because Yaz and the Doctor describes everything that happens in this scene.
Any man who tries to stay will be executed at my hand.
Looks like a mutiny on Ji-Hun's ship. He's throwing them off. He's forcing them off to die in the water. Oh no. Those things were here in the 16th century.
My lord.
Ji-Hun's in league with the Sea Devils.
The Doctor and Yaz then run back to the TARDIS because they know where the treasure is.
274 years, 4 months and 2 days. Into the future will take us back to where we left Dan.
No, you left Dan on the beach. How do you know where he went?
I love being at the bottom of the ocean.
And you're gonna open those doors?
Oh yeah.
They've literally stood in the doorway of the TARDIS in outer space. Why are you so scared about the ocean?
Not a bad date, am I?
No.
Something's missing. No ship, Sherlock. Not even the tiniest sign. Where's the ship? It's only been 274 years. At the very least, there'd be a wreck. Yes. You know the ocean floor?
Yeah.
It's not really there anymore.
Do I even have to say anything?
Why we're not falling? And how is the water not moving?
How is the water not moving? What does that even mean? So back on the ship with Madame Ching, Dan and the kid with the dead dad, who by the way still believes was killed by her, Ching tells them that her crew and sons were taken and she needs the treasure to get them back.
Oh, is that yours? What?
She's got both.
This is never explained, by the way. Is this the ear of her sons? Is it the ear of one of her crew members? Is it the people who took her crew? I don't know.
We know you're the cause of his ship sinking. So what have you done with the treasure? I was keeping all that in reserve.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
Yeah, don't wait for him to answer, just move on.
I'm going to keep him talking so he reveals himself. He's got quite an ego. I'm going to find out what he's up to, and then I'll dazzle you with a beautiful bit of improvisation.
You mean there's no plan?
Early days.
Why not just ask him? Try that first maybe, he might tell you. So they find out the Sea Devils are keeping Ji-Hun captive. Another real-life pirate this episode has done nothing to make me care about. Why didn't they just kill him like everyone else, you may ask? Because he needs to be alive for the story. So it turns out that the treasure everyone is looking for is something called a keystone. A stone that can do anything, I guess?
My ship was carrying the most formidable gem with infinite powers. Hold the keystone, and you may change the course of the world. Freeze life and time. Transport matter.
Want to be more specific, or...?
What pact did you make with these creatures?
No pact.
We saw you. That day we saw you kneel before that creature.
To save my men, to allow them to escape.
You weren't working with that Sea Devil. You were tricking it.
Yeah, the Sea Devil literally told you.
This is the fate of those who oppose us.
Maybe if you spent more time listening and less time bantering, you'd actually know this.
Phone call. You can take it, don't mind us. Just don't give out your card details. A lot of sharks out there.
Quiet!
The Doctor decides to try and trick the Sea Devil by saying she already has the keystone.
I've got the keystone, and if I'm going to let you have it, you're going to agree to my conditions, which are including, and not limited to, releasing Ji-Hun.
Why was that dubbed?
Releasing Ji-Hun?
In fact, every time a character says Ji-Hun's name, it's dubbed.
Ji-Hun's in league with the Sea Devils. We'll find the wreck of Ji-Hun's ship. Ji-Hun. I'm the Doctor.
Also, I did a quick Google of Ji-Hun after watching this episode, just in case I needed to know anything about the real-life pirate. And one website talking about his inclusion in this episode mentioned his character in this has almost nothing to do with the real-life person. This could mean one of two things. Either Whittaker kept pronouncing his name wrong during filming, or he was a completely different character all the way up to post-production, and they just changed his name in editing to make the episode more historically accurate, I guess. This is all just speculation, but it's pretty sus if you ask me. But anyway, she says the Sea Devil can have the keystone if it lets her and Yaz go. Not sure what's stopping them from running back to the TARDIS, but that's not important right now. The Doctor somehow returns the flying ship to the surface and rope swings to Madame Ching's ship. How did they free Ji-Hun? Doesn't matter. The kid with the dead dad has the keystone, the Sea Devils take it. Whoopsie daisy, is the episode over yet? Nope! They need to get the keystone back before the Sea Devils can flip the Earth's geomagnetic pulse, south to north, north to south, longitude to latitude. That's why the fucking stars were moving in a scene earlier. 12 minutes left, we can do this. Oh god. What is that? So we get a scene of our beloved characters flailing swords around. Where did Yaz and Dan learn to sword fight? Well, they've travelled with the Doctor to many different times and places, and so they could have picked up the ability to sword fight on one of the adventures we didn't see, which is why they are able to defeat this. This whole sword fighting scene is just laughably bad.
You can't get away from me, Doctor.
Say hello to my crew.
Yeah, no shit. At one point, the Doctor loses her sword and then just uses her sonic to make the Sea Devil's sword fly out of its hand. Like, you've given up, haven't you? You've clearly given up.
You didn't have to kill him!
The Doctor just seems so insecure about her moral compass. She just picks and chooses when killing is bad. You didn't seem to care when the Sea Devils were massacring that village. You didn't seem to care when Dan and Yaz were slashing Sea Devils to bits. You didn't seem to care about this kid whose dad was murdered. Her moral code is so superficial.
Did you say anything to the Doctor about what I said to you?
Like what?
I don't know.
She said something to you.
Why? What would she say to me?
Come on, Yaz. Can't you see it?
No, because you haven't written it into the show.
Geomagnetic instability is increasing.
Yeah, sorry guys, I have to cut this dialogue scene short.
Geomagnetic instability is increasing.
Dan, I need you to supervise Ji-hun and Madame Ching. I need you to keep those Sea Devils at bay.
Yeah, give Dan that job. I'm sure he won't fuck it up.
Ji-hun, you're in charge.
So immediately he puts Ji-hun in charge directly against the Doctor's orders. Ji-hun makes the pirate lady and the boy leave to go to his ship and get the treasure, leaving Dan and Ji-hun alone to fight a swarm of Sea Devils. Why do you trust Dan with anything? Oh, I wonder what the Doctor would think about that.
You didn't have to kill him. Where did you learn to deal with your enemies like that?
You should meet me, Mum.
What does that even mean? Does your mum do fencing on the weekends? All we've seen her do is hit a Sontaran with a frying pan.
You know I said earlier about not being a bad date? Well, dates are not something I really do, you know? I mean, I used to, have done, and if I was going to, believe me, it'd be with you. I think you're one of the greatest people I've ever known, including my wife.
Nope. Nah. Look, a writer can have love for the characters they've created. You know, we saw it with Moffat and Clara. It was pretty clear he had an unhealthy obsession with that fictional character, but he never wrote any piece of dialogue about her this forced. The Doctor has just definitively said Yaz is better than all her previous companions, including Riversong. Now, I'm not even that big of a fan of Riversong, but Yaz is awful. She's beyond awful. I think most people would agree she is the worst character we've had as a companion ever. There is no hope. To write something as oblivious and ignorant as this just shows Chibnall has absolutely no idea what the fans of this show want or like.
But the point is, if it was going to be anyone, it'd be you. But I can't.
Why not?
Because at some point, time always runs out.
And this reasoning doesn't even seem consistent with her character. She's never shown herself to be closed off or afraid of connecting with people. What she should be saying is, we can't get together, Yaz, because I only have one episode left and we only just came up with this subplot in the previous one. So the Doctor, again, is going to sacrifice herself to save the day, but is immediately convinced by Ji-hun to let him die instead. And the Doctor, so opposed to killing except when she's not, just says okay.
Baz, you have to go. Get the others out. I'll keep this in place.
No, you go.
Alright, cheers.
That was a cool effect.
We should get you back to your village.
Yeah.
No, it's my responsibility. I'm sorry for what happened to your father, but you could find a home here as part of my crew.
Really?
Can someone please explain how this character went from this
This will make it easier to kill her.
You might as well. Otherwise, we're gonna kill you.
to this?
Who are you? Where do you even come from?
We're just a crew. From a ship. Looking for adventure. And often finding it. Right?
Warning. Criminal
Aye, aye, Captain.
incoming. This is a cringe alert. I repeat,
question.
this is a cringe alert.
What a couple of wet fucking farts these people all are. So back on the beach, Dan leaves Diane a voicemail saying he misses her or something, but then she calls him and he picks up and she says,
Di?
That's weird. You're weird. I was just thinking about you.
What? Were you hearing the voice message? Why didn't you just answer while he was leaving it? Why can't this show get anything right? So Yaz and the Doctor have a talk about how they can't have a relationship because the Master is going to kill the Doctor in the next episode.
I wish this would go on forever.
I really, really don't. Happy Easter, 2 out of 10.
Soon may the Doctor come.